Welcome to the Real Estate Real Success Spotlight Series. Today we have Arshad Rashed from C21 Bravo in Calgary, Alberta joining us. He is a superstar in the C21 system and he deals with all sorts of things. He's recruited a number of agents. He has an incredibly successful brokerage that he has grown incredibly. And he also has another important piece that we're going to talk about in terms of property management. So Arshad, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So we always like to start at the very beginning. How did you get started in real estate and what made you want to be a broker?
You know, I've always wanted to be in real estate. And it's funny because I was talking to Todd and he's like, that's a good story to tell. I think one of the major things where I ended up in real estate is my childhood. So we used to go to, on Sundays, we used to go to school, Sunday school, and me and my brothers hated it. So once in a while, we would change all the clocks in the house, and my dad would be in on it, and my mom, she was very like, go, go, go. And when it was time to leave, it was like, oh, mom, look at channel 4. Back then, we used to have channel 4. It's the wrong time. We're already an hour late. And then we would skip out. Or if that wasn't the case, we would go and my dad would take us to show homes. And we look at show homes as kids and pretend we were in school. So looking at show homes as a kid, growing up, I always liked, homes, architecture. And finally, I decided to do it and I never had to look back.
That is a great story. I need to ask, what happened when your mom caught on?
Oh, she'd be extremely mad. And it only worked maybe a few times after that. She was on top of it.
Good for her. So, did you sell homes before becoming a broker?
I did. Yeah, I was a top producing real estate agent. It was something that I dove in, really liked it, um, did really well. And when before taking over, I wasn't sure if I wanted to. So I helped the broker owner at the time manage. I did enjoy the coaching, teaching, and helping new agents. So the aha moments they would have when they would find success. So I liked it and finally decided, okay, let's take the dive and take over the brokerage, and it's been great ever since because it's a different. You're still in the business, but you get to see a different light and help people succeed and teach them the steps that you that I took that helped me get there.
But it is a hard job being a broker, and it's a very different job than being an agent. What has surprised you most about owning a brokerage?
Uh the actual amount of work in the back end and what it actually takes to be an agent, especially if you're a new agent, what the public or if you aspire to be an agent, what you see, and when you get under the hood, it's a total different world. And what it takes to actually be successful, to meet your client demands, to service them properly, and with the ever-changing landscape of technology, rules, and regulations, you're juggling multiple hats. So how difficult it is, and what agents know before they get into the business is they really don't know a whole lot, and the education part of it is not where you need to be. Where the theory is great, but in practice they don't teach you anything. So it's really the onus is on the brokerage to teach them how to practice real estate and put the theory into practice.
How do you do that with your agents? What kind of training do you offer based on the fact that you've done this yourself?
Well, it depends on the stage. So every stage of the game, it kind of changes. So I'm finding we every year we have to reevaluate. Okay, where's our brokerage at? What size are we at? And what do we need to introduce new? And what do we need to improve or maybe tweak? So if you're at 50 agents or 100 agents, there's a method to do it. One-on-one training would be great. You do have to bring in a little bit of tech and give people options because not everyone can make it in person. You got to have online training sessions. But as you grow, it's harder to do the one-on-one. So then you start maybe group sessions. So we've evolved, and our training is we've got mandatory in-person training from start to finish, a 12-week program. And then we've got online, and it's a mix of both. I call it a hybrid. So we built out a classroom where you can join in person, or join online through a Zoom cam, and the room's mic'd up so you can see the instructor, see the smart boards. So it works out well. So it's hybrid, but we've come a long way where now we've got training 4 days a week, sometimes five. We've got two different curriculums that we've built ourselves. One's a 12-week program for residential real estate. Another one's an 8-week program for commercial. And then Mondays and Tuesdays, we leave flexible. We call it Bravo on Demand, where it depends on what the need is, whether it be current market trend, maybe we've got an influx of new agents need training on contracts. So we leave it flexible, but it's 4 days a week. And I've got a director of education whose main job is to train and teach. And the curriculum that we built out teaches agents from experienced to brand new, everything you need to know, A to Z. The biggest part being how to prospect, how to negotiate, what to do, to build your client base. At the end of the day, this business, it's like, how many people did you talk to last week? How many strangers? So things like that. Huge difference now. So it's 4 days a week in class, structured, curriculum based, where before was a lot more one-on-one. Now it's more group sessions. Still, that one-on-one touch is important, but when you get to the size we are, 240 agents, you need to have those things in place. So every year we're going to revamp and look at where we are and tweak it.
It sounds like a lot of work. Agents have a choice what kind of brokerage they want to go to. And clearly you are offering the training and support that so many others are not. Why do you think that that is so important, and why have you prioritized it?
Well, it's basically in our market, our agent count in the last 5 years has almost doubled. And a lot of these agents that have come in, if the brokerage doesn't do it, because the education is to get you follow the rules, compliance, the theory, how things work, but nothing in practice or how to do it. So you need somebody that's willing to go dig in there, roll up their sleeves, jump in the trenches, show you how to do the paperwork and the actual practice of real estate. So we focused on it, and the reason why I put so much effort into it is it's what the market needs. That's the demand. A lot of brokerages are falling short, so we've got to fill in that gap.
What sort of feedback do you get from agents when you're recruiting new agents, when they hear and see what you have to offer?
The feedback has been very positive. The first thing people notice is this office is vibrant. There's actually people here. We've got at any given time 50 or 60 people in the office, and there's days where it's a little quieter, but there's always people. So we've got offices where you get the same realtors that come in and work every day, but the bullpen is full. Agents are always coming in and working. People want to be here, so that culture we've built, it's vibrant. There's people. There's things happening, and then they can learn from each other. So the masterminds that we hold or agent sessions we hold, everybody's sharing and collaborating. So that's one thing they notice, that hey, it's a vibrant office. There's people actually here, and the other is, we're surprised that you have training for everybody. Whether you're in the business for 30 years or 3 months, you've got something to cover what they need for where they are in their business.
Great. You also touched on the fact that you have training programs for residential, resale, and commercial. Why is it important for you to diversify and offer both?
Well, it's at the end of the day, it's what the consumer wants. So if you're a residential agent, at some point you're going to have a client that needs to open a business, needs a commercial location, or sell a business, or buy a building. So the commercial will come up, and rather than just dabble in or refer it off, you can partner with a commercial agent that's experienced in our office. If they have the training, then the brokerage is offering a service where you can keep the client in-house, because that trust level, that comfort with the brand is already there. And if you're not passing it off somewhere else, it's within your same brokerage. Everything goes more smoother, streamlined, clients are happier. So at the end of the day, it's about servicing the client, and you don't have to go outside the brokerage for that.
That's a good segue to the next piece, is that you service clients once they've purchased with property management. How long have you been offering that service, and how has it grown and helped your other two arms with the residential and the commercial?
It's helped tremendously. It's helped number one, you have to have the consumer in mind. It's helped them because like I said earlier, the trust and the comfort is there. They're not traveling far. And whenever you're doing service level business, it's always a little daunting to pass the client to somewhere else. So when it's in house, there's a little more control. You know that the procedures are in place to take care of that client. And then when it comes to agents, they're not having to give up a client, go somewhere else, and not sure how that experience is going to be. If it's in house, they already know, they're familiar with our processes and how things work. So it works for both the agent and the consumer. It's not far. Hey, here's a colleague that we work with in the same building, same company, and it's just an easy, smooth transition. So it's helped the consumer in the fact that it's a brand they know and trust, but if they're building a portfolio or if they're an accidental landlord where they bought another property and they couldn't sell their existing property, they may need to rent it out. It's not a far-fetched idea to pass it on to a colleague and we do the property management side. But what's beautiful about it is we've got dedicated property managers, that's all they do. So they know the rental market, they understand it, they know the processes. The biggest factor would be the tenancy laws. Every province has their own particular laws. In Alberta, if the most realtors don't understand tenancy laws and how they work, and it can get them to trouble. So it's just a phone call away. Hey, what do I do in this scenario? So the transition between both, it's very streamlined. You're following the rules, you're above board, and you're avoiding pitfalls. So when that happens, you've got dedicated property managers. You're servicing the client when it comes to their investment, and if they need to buy another property or grow their portfolio, you can easily do a portfolio check every year where you've got the professional and expert on the real estate side and the management side giving them proper advice to grow that.
What does it mean to a potential agent who wants to join your brokerage to be able to offer all those different tiers of service?
Well, what it means is they can expand their service to their clients by offering more opportunity, more expert advice, and helping them with whatever stage of real estate they're in. So a lot of our agents, they have two options. They can either refer it to our dedicated property managers, or they can manage it and do it themselves. We allow them. They have to get the training, proper paperwork in place, and then learn how to do it. But knowing the fact that, hey, they're not just dabbling into something, they've got a brokerage that knows what they're doing, knows the rules, has systems in place that can back them up. So it allows them to do either or. Property management is not for everybody, but the ones that do want to try, we've got a full training, and that goes back to our training process for them to be able to do it. And this way, they're really keeping their clients within their own book of business and servicing them well.
And so if they get handed off to a property manager, if that client then wants to sell a couple of years later, do you have something in place to ensure that that agent gets first dibs at that business again?
Absolutely. So they're in our back end system. That agent will always be tagged to that client forever. It always goes back to the agent. And it's good for the consumer too. They've got the same people they're going to be dealing with for however long that relationship exists.
Right. What has the Century 21 brand offered to you that has helped make you a success?
Well, it's the back end support, the brand itself. It's well known, established, automatic credibility with the public, and then the systems and the tools. When you're a part of a bigger national brand, you get better tools, you get better services, you get better pricing. You're able to offer the consumer more because vendors offer their top-notch tier products to you because you're a big brand and not just a mom and pop.
Yep.
The key at the end of the day, when it comes to both the real estate side and property management side, it goes hand in hand. The public will automatically expect it, If you're a real estate office and they need something to do with rentals or property management, or investments, they're going to automatically assume, hey, this is a big brokerage, a big brand. You guys are the experts. You're going to know, have the how to. And if it's in-house and you're not offering it outside, then it's establishes longer credibility with the client.
Great. Thank you very much.